Welcome back. How did it go? In this video, I'll walk you through how I would build out this section. Now, keep in mind, there's no single right way to build in Editor 2.0. So if you took a different route and still landed on the same design, that's a win. Sometimes what matters most is just getting it to work. That said, the method I'm about to show you follows the standard industry-recommended approach we'd typically use to build a section like this. Let's take a look. I'm going to start by adding our widgets to the column. Next, let's open the column's design settings to fine-tune the spacing and alignment. Let's take a look at our column's current layout settings. Keep in mind, any settings you apply to this column will directly affect how the widgets inside it are positioned. The horizontal content alignment setting instructs our widgets to align to the left of the column. We'll come back to the column's vertical content alignment setting in a moment. This column's stacking direction has been set to vertical. If it had been set to horizontal, the widgets would appear side by side. But with it set to vertical, the widgets display from top to bottom. Now, where you may have struggled is figuring out which setting to use for vertical content alignment. Currently, it's set to middle, which isn't bad, but not what we're aiming for. You might have noticed that achieving this design with just one column is a little tricky. To solve for this, we'll need to nest an inner column. Let's add a vertical inner column and move these two widgets into it. You'll notice from the floating bar that I can rearrange the position or order of the widgets. Now that we have added our two widgets into this inner column, let's take a look at its settings from the design panel. As we covered earlier in this course, if a column isn't tall enough, using the vertical content alignment buttons will not have a visible effect in the editor. So if you want to see these buttons in action, go ahead and make the inner column a little taller. For this example, I'll leave it set to middle. And to ensure that my inner column doesn't take up more space than it needs to, I'm going to change the height to auto. To finish setting up our main column, set its vertical content alignment to space between. This distributes the widgets and spacing evenly and helps us achieve the intended layout. Then, let's change its top-bottom padding to 4% and its left-right padding to 3%. And rather than rebuilding the other two columns, let's get rid of this column here and duplicate the one we just built. All we have to do now is just update these widgets. Lastly, let's add a border to our columns. When you're ready, let's preview our work. And that's a wrap. Keep in mind, this is just one of many ways to build in Editor 2.0. Explore, experiment, and find what works best for your workflow.